The first thing that I remember is my phone ringing, and I think this was shortly after the president made the announcement that Madiba passed away. And it was Lally. Lally actually phoned me and said, "Did you hear?" And I said, "What? Heard what?" And he said, "Madiba passed away." And I remember in that very moment becoming cold all over, then realizing that this is the end of the South Africa that we knew. And then having that sense of, oh my goodness, the very first person that will be on the air tomorrow morning will be me. And we will have to have something to say about the death of Madiba. So I remember I immediately got up and started working on the show. The newsroom was already active, Jacaranda FM newsroom. And we already pre-prepared things that were ready to roll on on next morning. But still, we needed to leave a sense with people that things will be fine after he passed on, and that we will be able to continue, but also be reflective. So I went on the air, and I remember we used theme music from the movie Invictus, and I read from the movie Invictus. I think that was the first link we did. I read the poem that Madiba loved so much on Robben Island. And I read it, and I remember becoming very emotional as I was reading it, and everyone was very emotional in studio. But then after that, we tried to highlight all the different aspects of his life, from his love for children to, his time that he spent as a world leader, really. But also his sense of humor. It was important to me that we remembered his sense of humor during the show, and I think what we left our listeners with at the end of that show was a very good look back on the life of Nelson Mandela, and with the sad and the happy moments. And I think we got what I wanted.
And then after the show, when you were find yourself a bit of quiet time, how did you feel?
Well, I think every single one of us was profoundly affected by his death. I remember that it's the weirdest thing. It's you almost, it's like literally losing a member of your family because of all the amazing things that he did to unite us as a people. So I remember profound sadness that day, and I remember saying to myself that I need to go to the union buildings and see him one more time. And we did attempt to do it, but we were the very last people that were not allowed to go on the buses on the last day. But I remember the sadness. I remember driving back and hearing people phoning in and listening to their voices, like people who didn't even know the man, completely choking up. And I remember just that sense of, how are we going to make sure that we keep on being unified as a country? How are we going to achieve it without him? I remember that question. And that's still a question that bothers me.